I want y'all to do something. Just imagine you ended up in a place where everything you ever desired came to pass without any effort, without any challenge, without any concentration, and without any thinking on your behalf. Just imagine you was in this perfect place. And in this perfect place, the laws of physics was on your side. Meaning, everything that you did was a success. Imagine you decided to play hoops in this place. And every time you threw the ball up in the air, it went through the basket. Because the laws of physics would always be in your favor. Just imagine this place. Everything you did, you would be a winner. You would be a success. Now, what does this place remind you of? This is what they say heaven is, right? Heaven is a place where they say there is no more pain, no more worry, no more suffering, and everything is just a success. Does that sound like a fun place to you? Think about it. In this life, where do you get your entertainment from? Better yet, where does fun come from? Fun is the result of chance. Taking chance creates excitement and the adrenaline rush that your body gets. So without any risk, how could there be any fun? How could this perfect place bring about excitement? And I'm going to tie all of this in together. Now, what this makes me think about or come to the conclusion to the fact that this life that we live, this is heaven. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we experience adrenaline rush and excitement in this place that we call the HPB realm, that we call the earth, living within this universe under the conditions that we live in. Having said everything we say about HPBs and this, that, and the third, it still creates the game. The ingredients of the game lies in not knowing. It lies in chance and risk, not knowing what the outcome would be when you roll the dice. You don't know. See, if you knew what the dice would be every time you rolled the dice, if you knew everything, and every time you rolled the dice, you would always hit doubles every time, if the laws of physics was on your side, it would be no excitement in a game of dice. You would know the outcome of everything. So having said that, it made me take a different look at things. Because this is what this channel is about. We bringing everything together, and we looking at things from a different perspective. Now, if that was the case, that would mean, if that was the case, that the laws of physics was on our side, that would mean we would be in another type of prison. We would be imprisoned to not being able to have chance or the risk factor, because the laws of physics would be on our side. So that would create another type of prison. You see what I'm saying? So my point is, that's why I said that this type of world is heaven, because you find risk and chance. The chance for what? The chance to have excitement and adrenaline rush. You don't have just one emotion. You have a plethora of emotions in this type of environment. Now, that's not to say that this world is not an evil place, but it's only as evil as you allow them to take your freedom away from you. It's only as evil as you allow them to control your emotions. Who saw the last video we did? The latest video I did, the last one I did before I post this one. We're talking about the emotional factor of everything. That's where the game lies. The excitement, the adrenaline rush. It's all within the emotional attitude. So this place, yes, it's evil when they dictate you. But when you learn how to manipulate them, then you control the game. It's just like walking in a wind tunnel. If the wind is up too high, if somebody else is setting the wind pace in the wind tunnel, it'll blow you away. But if you have control of the gauge that dictates the speed of the wind, then you can just, like I am right now, just sitting in the breeze. You could turn that same wind tunnel into a nice, breezy, chill out zone. And that's what accepting the truth allows you to do. It allows you to control your emotions about things. Y'all get what I'm saying? I'll show y'all the ducks. It allows you to control your emotions about things. Because when your emotions are all over the place, you know what that means? You know people who are moody and who have mood swings? You know what that means? It means they haven't found the truth yet. Because when you have the truth, you don't be on that up and down roller coaster. You see what I'm saying? When you have the truth about life, you don't be on that up and down roller coaster ride. See, that up and down feeling that people have, that bipolar syndrome, that comes from all those weird feelings, people having mood swings, and one minute they happy, the next minute they depressed and sad and all of this and that. That comes from not knowing who they are. So when a person don't know who they are, they trying to define themselves through the eyes of this world. Remember what we said a relationship is when you are trying to find your relevance in the eyes of somebody else. And as soon as that person say you're not good enough, then guess what? You say to yourself, well, I'm not good enough.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Yes.
And that's exactly what happens in this world, you know, because people, they get thrown around to and fro. Like, even on this channel, it's like sometimes people be asking questions, elementary things in the comment section that we already went over. And I'll be like, this is so elementary. We've went over this 1,000 times, and this person is still asking me elementary questions. It's people like that who, they don't know themselves, but they try to find themselves in what somebody else say. Oh, this person said that you wrong left side of the brain. This person said that you right. What are you trying to say? When a person is like that, they haven't found the truth yet. Now, I'm not saying it's wrong to ask questions. That's not what I'm saying. But when you don't know the truth, you'll be doing more question asking than actually searching and meditating. You get what I'm saying? Searching and meditating is you allowing nature around you to speak to you, to tell you the answer, rather than raising your hand all the time asking questions. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Nature will give you these things just spontaneously when you just open up to it. You don't even have to think about it. It just happens. It's just a process. Like when it rains, it may just start raining all of a sudden. Without you asking it to rain, it just rains. And that's how inspiration will come to you, when you just accept the truth by humbling yourself, becoming a humble soul. That's the key to elevating. If haughtiness and boasting comes before a fall, they say pride comes before a fall, right? What's the opposite of that? If pride comes before a fall, then humbling yourself comes before what? Elevating. You see? So it's about that elevation through humbling yourself, and it's not about asking a lot of questions. It's about receiving answers. You get what I'm saying? Like, even in the duration of this video, you can see how I started out on one topic, but it seamlessly just turned into what I'm speaking about now. It wasn't forced. It's just smooth, because I'm just letting the spirit guide me. It's smooth. It's not forced. These are just open thought communication. It's no subject matter. It's just seamless, timeless. It's no rush to it. You see what I'm saying? So, going back to the top, this world is heaven. It offers you everything. See, if this world was just a perfect place where the laws of physics was always on your side, how could you learn lessons? You get what I'm saying? We learn lessons through going through situations. You see what I mean? We go through situations and we learn. You know what I've learned? The most thing that I've learned in this life is not to ever look back. That's the lesson you will learn in life. Once you gain wisdom, the lesson in gaining wisdom is to never look back. When you look back, it's like a prisoner being released from the penitentiary, and he's looking back at the doors that he exited from. Wisdom is the hallway that leads out of the human prison bar system. And you don't look back. That's the lesson you learn. You don't look back. Freedom is within yourself, in your emotions, the emotional factor. You will get to a point where you come at ease with who you are. It's a gradual process. Getting to that point of accepting who you are, it doesn't happen overnight. Because all of our life, we was programmed to believe that you got to impress society. You got to impress your parents. You got to do this by this age. You got to have you have to own this amount of property to be a success. So we put all of this pressure on ourselves. But in reality, this wisdom that I'm giving you right now, this is success. This is peace. This is the it factor. Hey, you know what I'm saying? This is the it factor. This is what you should aspire to become. Getting at this level right here, when you can just sit somewhere and you're not worried about anything, because most of the things you're worrying about in your life, they are temporary things. Think about the concept of worry. You worrying about something that's temporary, but you got eternity. So how much does temporary weigh on the scales between eternity and temporary? You got eternity, but you're worrying about something that doesn't even add up to a split second in the amount of time that you really have. So why worry about something that's temporary? You put temporary on the scales of eternity, it's no competition. Eternity outweighs temporary each and every time. See, when you get that type of mindset, nothing will bother you, because you know that everything is full circle, right? So if you have a disappointment, guess what? It's going to go away. It's going to pass away. Now I want to go to the law of exceedings, to explain my point. Because everything I say, it can be backed up and validated by nature itself. When it rains, it's a lesson in that rain. Using the law of exceedings, you know what the lesson within that rain is? Guess what? That rain eventually what? Evaporates. It dries up. So everything in nature is showing you that everything is temporary. And you have to learn how to deal with the temporary. Over time, you learn how to deal with the rain. How did you learn how to deal with the rain? You did what? You got yourself an umbrella. It's never going to stop raining, but to deal with the rain, what did you do? You went and purchased an umbrella. So in this metaphor I'm using, the umbrella is the emotional factor. It represents learning how to block out certain people and certain situations. You got your emotional umbrella up. Problems will always be there. It's always going to rain, but you got your umbrella. And underneath that umbrella, you just as dry as ever. Like it wasn't even raining outside. All around you, everybody else is getting wet, but you got your umbrella up. You see? It's always going to rain, just like it's always going to be problems. But it's always an escape. And that escape is found within knowing how to deal with the situations by way of your emotional control, the emotional factor. That's the key to it. Knowing how to just blot things out in your mind. Looking at the bigger picture. That's what it's all about. So this is This world is heaven and hell at the same time, based upon how you control your emotions to things. I want to leave y'all with that. So ponder on that. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And this is Left Side of the Brain signing out. Hit the likes button if you haven't already did that. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already did so. And you can support us on Patreon. And we got a live stream coming up this Friday. And add us on Instagram. And I'll leave all of that in the subscription box underneath the video. Until we do this again, this is Left Side of the Brain signing out. Jaguars up.